Third time's the charm. What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 63. My name is Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by. Real quick, if you didn't mind hitting a like on this video, possibly subscribe to the channel. Kart 63 is brought to you by Burris Racing tires and beardoctane.com. I know that sounds a bit weird, and honestly, lack of communication, maybe. We'll go with that. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll just leave it at that. What's going to change for you? Not much of anything. I still stand behind the products. I'm still going to offer any assistance I can, getting answers to you for track tech and stuff like that, but I'm in kind of limbo here, so it's fine. We will persevere. I will say this, that I know that there are a lot of other great brands out there, and maybe this opens up an avenue for me to test out some different stuff. And that might be kind of fun, but I digress. We're here for a purpose. You don't need to know my woes. Anyway, this is a video that I've done this. This will be the third time. Third time I have cleaned a carburetor on a clone. I thought I would bring you along with me. If this is your first time, you've heard that clone carbs, they can get bunged up easy. They can get, if you're not running a fuel filter, if you are running a fuel filter, if you've left gas in it for too long, they need to be gone through every now and again. I don't know recommendations. I've gone as long as 3 or 4 races in between runs before cleaning a carburetor. I've heard people say that you should do it weekly. They should be gone through weekly. I don't know. I did a video on purging them. I thought that worked pretty good, and maybe that's why I kind of got away with not cleaning them. But I'm going to show you the basics of it. I am no carburetor professional. I am no engine guy when it comes to, I can do my fair amount of stuff on a 2-stroke, but when it comes to clone carbs, I'm still a bit behind in understanding what's going on, what everything is. But I'm going to go ahead and show you me removing the carburetor from the engine. We're going to take it over to a bench, which I've been noticing now I have to clean before I take it over to the bench. My shop is in disarray. I'm trying to get ready for a race next weekend at Selinsgrove, and everything is just a mess. So I got to clean this up before you won't even see it. You don't even need to know that, but I'm here to be as transparent as possible to let you know that this is a racer shop. There's no organization going on here whatsoever. I do work, I make messes, I realize I made too much of a mess, I clean the mess up, and then I go back to work doing what I was doing. So yeah, we're gonna dive down. I'm gonna show you best I can what's going on here. Like I said, this is only my third time doing it. So if I say something out of place, if there is something that you know about cleaning carbs that the community should know, the people who watch this video should know, please drop it down in the comments. I welcome. Constructive criticism is always a plus. In general, information that people could use is always a plus. This channel is for people to learn. Your answers, your comments, they assist me in getting those answers to people in those questions. And if anybody has any, the forum is open. If people have comments, if they have questions, if I'm unable to, if I don't get it to, if you're reading down through the comments and you feel you can assist another racer, please do. You have my permission. Absolutely. Keep it friendly. Don't be rude. Help. That's constructive criticism. Wow, that's a mouthful. Constructive criticism is more than welcome on this channel. Anyway, we are going to dive up close. I'm going to do the best I can, and then we'll come back here for an outro. Hey, everyone. Here we are, dove up close as promised, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove this here cap. All right. First things first, I don't know if I have done this already or not, but what I like to do before you're going to remove the carburetor is want to drain this, the gas out of the bowl. So there are two 10 millimeters. This is a 10. The bottom one, we'll show you this later. This actually removes the bowl from the bottom of the carburetor. You can do that if you want. I don't suggest it. This one is to drain the bowl of most of the fuel. Now, there is going to be residual runoff from your tube here, from your gas feed line. You can unclip that first if you want. I almost think that I've already drained this, but we're going to go ahead and show you anyway, you know, what that's like. So just, I get a cup, whatever means necessary, 10 millimeter, go ahead and loosen it up. We'll see if there's any gas whatsoever in here. And yes, I already drained it, but this is what you're going to do. And then that'll just kind of pour out. You'll see, you know, fuel drain out of that line. And then you're just going to go ahead and put that back in there. Make sure you give it a little snug, not too loose, not too tight, a little snug so it doesn't go anywhere. All right, now we're going to pop around here and remove the fuel line and linkage and stuff. Okay, for this process, normally, I'm assuming most, they may have, I have fuel line clips that are usually used, but my engine builder just uses zip ties just to keep the fuel line intact there. They got a couple up here, one up on the pump, one down here. What you're going to want to do is you're just going to, if it does in fact have zip ties, go ahead and remove said zip tie. Oops. Move that there. Okay. We're going to pull this off. Now, we'll mention this. I haven't done anything with this yet, but I will mention it here on this video. This is a double fuel line. I'm not sure what size fuel line they fit inside. This is standard 1/4 inch ID Tygon, but inside here is another piece of what looks to be Tygon, because the fuel inlet for the carburetor is smaller than 1/4 inch. Just to let you know, if you're curious what's going on, or if that other piece of tubing stays on the carburetor side, what that's all about. I just thought I'd inform you about that. I like to go ahead, just get your plug out of the way here. It just creates a little extra room. Just tuck it to the side. No harm, no foul. Now, this part here is your carburetor linkage, obviously. Carburetor. You're going to put pressure here. There's just an elbow, a right angle that goes down into the carburetor for the butterfly. So you're going to put a little pressure just towards this way and then up, and that's going to pop out. See what I'm showing you here? It's just a little right angle, and you'll notice on this linkage that this piece right here just covers it, and this bend covers it so it can't pop up. And what you do is you create pressure this way, and then it'll pop up for you, maybe with a little pressure. Okay, and now the next process here is we're going to grab our, I believe this says 7/30 seconds. We'll take a peek here. I know this set's old, but down from 1/4 inch. At least this is what size this is. I'm not saying for certain that it is yours. I will say this, that sometimes this is difficult to get a hold of. These are, it's not a castle nut, but you'll see what I'm talking about. But you're gonna stick your keyway here, your Allen key. Sorry about that. You're just gonna loosen these guys up. Now, one thing I will say is that originally this had a bit of a round on it, and I did take and I flattened that a little bit with my bench grinder to make these edges sharper to get a hold of these. I think that if you over tighten these nuts, there's not enough distance because of the stud that's in there to get a hold of these nuts. So it's just a fair warning. I don't know if it's happened to anybody else. It has happened to me, but once you get them spinning, it's not a big deal. Just gonna go ahead and rotate these off. If anybody saw my short of me taking a carburetor off, this is all basically the same stuff, but I thought a little more in detailed type of scenario was necessary for a video. So just gonna rotate and take those off. That's all they look like. Initially, I thought it was some kind of star head, but obviously an Allen head fits well. Now, all you have to do now is carburetor is mounted on these studs. You're just going to wiggle a little bit. Your carburetor will slide off. Now, I will say this, before we take the carburetor off, I'll show you this. See, it's already coming apart. You can go ahead and remove your air filter adapter first if you want. Getting all sideways here. I'll put it back together just so you can see how that action works. So if you take, there's a bolt behind your carb adapter, or your air filter adapter. If you lift this up, this is your choke. And then you can just go ahead and slide the air filter adapter off. It comes off. That looks like that. This is what I speak of. Nice and simple. You can set that to the side. And then with your, you can remove this gasket. Get that kind of out of your way. Set that to the side. And then this is your choke. This just lifts up. There's the pin that actually operates your choke. So your pin will go into this slot here, and then this is how your choke works. Nice and simple design, but all that does is lifts off. When you go, to put this back together, obviously we're going to put it back together, but very simple, just reverse everything I just said. All right, we're sliding off. Right here, definitely want to make sure that this gasket is intact. If it sticks to the carburetor, I'm going to say do your best not to disturb it, which is going to be tough if you use, something, an aggressive type of cleaner or something like that. But this one happens to be, stuck on the engine. It looks intact. We're just going to leave it there. No harm, no foul. Okay, we are dove down yet again, and we are on our now cleaned off bench. And fairly clean carb. It's only been run one time since I have cleaned it before, but again, this is your choke side, and this is your throttle side. And then, here's the drain plug I was talking about that I removed, and then this is how you get your bowl off. So we're going to have gas and everything leaking out of here anyway, but we're just going to go ahead and loosen this up and remove the bowl from the bottom of the carburetor. Okay, this is what the bowl looks like inside. All this stuff basically we're just spraying off. Now keep in mind that there is a rubber O-ring that goes there. I don't know if it'll fall out or not. If it doesn't fall out, it's okay. But this is what a float style carburetor looks like. Obviously, this controls how much fuel is, entering the carb, exiting, or, and how much fuel is taken up. So I don't go crazy. This is basically just a quick carb clean. I have a cleaner to the side here that I made a terrible mistake with before. So I'm honestly, I'm going back to this style because it has, so far it's served my purpose for doing, but I will show you this. I don't know how necessary it is, whether or not anybody would recommend taking out the jet, but I'll show you that just because that's what we do here. Your jet is down in this. It's just a flathead. You're going to go ahead and stick your flathead screwdriver down in there and try and get a hold of the jet. Counterclockwise, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Go ahead and loosen that up. You're going to run out of threads, and then we're just going to hopefully tap it out here. Yep. There you go. And that is what your jet looks like. Down in here, there's another orifice. Going to be kind of hard to see, but at this point, I don't go crazy. I just want to take something like this, the super, super expensive, super tech. I don't know if you guys know about this stuff, but it is amazing. And it is just super expensive. You can get it at your local Wally World. That is the Griswold's Family Vacation. Wally World. And then you're just going to go ahead and spray off and spray in here. Any kind of orifice or anything like that you can find. And I know somebody is going to give me crap about not wearing gloves. While I don't disagree with you, I have my hands in thinner and everything else every day, all day long as a body man, so call me stupid. That's fine. Then what we're going to do is we're going to ploop our jet back in there. We're going to take our fancy-dancy screwdriver. We're going to do our best not to screw up the threads. I saw that I lost a little bit of one there. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, but if it runs a little rich, I might know where that's coming from. I doubt it, though. And you're just going to keep on screwing until it gets bottomed out. Make sure she's good and snug in there. There we go. And there you go. That's I try and find, I'm going to go off camera here a little bit. I'm just going to make sure that I get everything sprayed off nice, just so I don't make any bigger of a mess. And go ahead and spray off the air filter adapter as well. And going to go ahead and spray off the bowl. Now, one of the things I do like to do, you can choose to do this, you can not. I like WD-40. I think it's a wonderful water displacement 40. I think it just lubricates and it keeps stuff from corroding. I like it after I wash carts. I like it on carburetors. Call me silly. Are there better chemicals out there? Maybe. Don't care. WD is always serving well. You're going to go ahead and put your bowl back on. You're going to put your bowl screw back on. Again, without stripping threads, be very careful about that. We don't need any incidences. About kind of look at my orientation here. We want our drain plug that way. Okay, looks good from my house. Go ahead and screw this back on, making sure that that O-ring is still intact. There's a gasket underneath here. Just pay attention when you're taking stuff apart. That's all I can tell you to do. I think that's probably one of the biggest things is just, it's like a puzzle. A puzzle comes apart a certain way. A puzzle will only go back together a certain way. And if you try and force pieces in where they don't belong, things aren't going to work right. Okay, now we are back over where we once started. We're going to go ahead, make sure that your gasket is there. This is very, very important that your gasket is there. You're going to go ahead and slide your carburetor back into place. Voila. I like to take our, we're going to go ahead and put our gasket. It's not really a gasket. It's like a rubberized spacer of sorts. Again, not exactly my forte here. We're going to start to slide on our filter adapter, knowing full well that, again, we're going to have to put our choke back in place. Maybe I won't do that first. Go ahead and show you. Okay, again, with the dowel, this dowel goes in this slot. There's a slot right here that makes your choke work. Make sure you slide that back on. That slides back on. Take your air filter adapter. We're going to slide this back on this way. Push down. This traps here between here. Go ahead and thread on our nuts again. Now, I'm sure there are some sort of torque specs for this. I don't know what they are. I think that don't go crazy tight. And also don't just kind of, just like, oh, that should be good. Don't do that. Make sure, engines vibrate. You want things nice and tight so they're not going to come loose on you while you're racing. But you also don't want to bear that, especially these. I will say that just there. You see how this is a ball end and it lost grip? That's where this comes in, the flatter side of that, and I can go ahead and give it a nice tight feel. Like, that is tight. That's on there. That's not going anywhere. So, just in kind of reverse order here. Ooh, that does happen. Just to let you know, sometimes you drop your throttle linkage. And then you hook your throttle linkage back up to where it's once supposed to go. And then, again, this is, like I said before, pressure here. This way, we're pushing down. So, push back towards, and then it should snap on. Should, come on. The people are watching. Don't make me look ridiculous. To me, like, I'm just having a hard time getting that line. Oh, right there. So, just full transparency, I'm not perfect. I didn't have enough tension from here to here drawing this. I had to get the second light out to see where the hole was coming down in here once I got it lined up. No problem. You know, hey, mistakes happen. Things happen like that. Throttle linkage works like that. We can go ahead and grab our plug. There is a little channel here specifically made to hold that. Then we're going to take our double-ended fuel line here. We're going to push it back onto the carburetor. And I don't think I have any zip ties out here, but we're going to put a zip tie back on that. I think they're out in the trailer. We're going to put a zip tie on that, and there you go. One cleaned, changed carburetor. Okay, wasn't that fun? Isn't that just super excellent information? And honestly, it's thrown me for a loop. Listen, on the open, I've dealt with the old style pumper stacks for, when did I get my sedan? I think it was 2006. So I've had some form or another, aside from KT100, those carburetors, they're fairly simple. But I've had pumper stack style, Tilley style, Mikuni, all that stuff. I've dealt with those style carburetors for so long that a bowl type carburetor is just, it's fairly new to me. So like I said, I was kind of bringing you along for the ride. Let's take a peek inside it. You know, I've had these things apart before, but it was worth me mentioning to you, hey, this is, you may want to check this out. You may want to check that out. But you just saw the video. You saw what I did. So there's no need to go into any further. But hopefully I will have some footage. We'll see. Oh, this coming week, maybe I might have to do a regular video like this, and then the following week there might be some Selinsgrove action if that actually happened or not. We'll see. You know, I don't know what this coming. The weather's been crazy as of late, so we'll see if I get to race or not. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm running the 193 Productions. I believe that's the. I keep on saying that, and I keep on forgetting to reference it. I believe it's 193 Productions. Tony and Missy Boots put it on. But the Reaper race down in Selinsgrove, PA. I'm really looking forward to that. Going to run 425 class for us hefty boys. You have to weigh over 200 pounds. I think it's a perfect class for me. But I'm glad that you guys came along. I hope this video was very informative for you. And maybe if you had some questions, if it was something brand new to you, you know, it was just like, hey, man, I really, you know, I had no idea how to take apart the carburetor on a clone. Now I do. I appreciate that. So I appreciate you coming by to check this out. It's the intent of the channel. Anyway, Kart 6T3 is brought to you by Burris Racing Tires and BeardOctane.com. Thank you very much to the sponsors of this channel. Please, you know, show some support to them. Them guys, buy yourself some Burris tires. Get yourself some BeardOctane.com. Ben10 is the code to save. Saves you 10% on top of whatever sales they have already. Ooh. Anyway, I really do appreciate you guys coming by. We're going to do a live stream this coming Thursday, as always, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel. On Thursdays. Did I say Thursday? I hope I said Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. All right. And then we'll see you back here for another video next Sunday. So catch you guys later.